Hola, gringas y gringos.
Welcome to Gringos R Us.
Expats with a plan.
We're here this week to show you Tequisquiapan.
Tequisquiapan.
Notice she left that for me to say first, so yeah. Anyway, coming up next.
And welcome back to our video about Tequisquiapan.
After we left Amialco, we took the drive from there all the way to Tequisquiapan. Took us maybe
45 minutes?
no, it was longer than that because we had to go through San Juan del Rio.
Oh.
And going through there was a lot of fun because there's a state police behind me all the way through San Juan del Rio with his lights on. And I'm going, oh God, here we go.
Followed us.
But never turned the siren on.
Did not pull us over.
Never pulled us over.
Nope.
Then all of a sudden on the way into Tequisquiapan, we started noticing all the vineyards.
Yeah.
I mean, it was vineyard after vineyard after vineyard after vineyard,
Oh, yeah.
all the way into Tequisquiapan.
Mm-hmm.
So and we had a very nice Airbnb that we had rented.
Yes, and I'm giving you all the details about the Airbnb, but what you do need to know is that the rooms are rented individually on the Airbnb.
Yes.
They are not rented by it's literally a hotel, but they're not rented by a hotel name, theoretically. They're rented by the room on Airbnb.
But it was really nice.
It was very nice.
I
Our room
mean-
was very nice, and they had several rooms.
Yes.
Yeah. It's an older place.
But
And the furniture's worn, but it was clean, it was comfortable, and it was conveniently located.
I mean, it was walking distance to Centro.
Yeah, the staff was great. So we
Secure
did.
parking underneath.
Yeah. So we
So
did
secure
walk.
that they didn't want to let us out. I had to go tell them.
Let us out, please. We're leaving. Yeah, we walked a couple of times to the square. We walked past artisanal kind of markets. Again, we're here in the middle of the week. This is a lot
That
of
was
things.
a Thursday.
Yeah, a lot of things aren't really necessarily open like they would be on the weekend, where they get the most activity from tourism. But there were things that were open. We did do some walkthroughs. Just sit anywhere? Yeah. Afuera. We took some recommendations on a great place to have our dinner the one day.
Yes.
It was excellent.
Yeah, that was a very good dinner, and B, the view that we had sitting right there on the courtyard, looking on the square.
At the church.
I mean,
Yeah.
we were right there on the square, so
We were
that
being
was
serenaded to, not directly, we were indirectly serenaded to. The table behind us had someone singing, and then the table on the other side of us then had someone singing. And then the gentleman went over to the square and was sitting there sharing his guitar with another person in the square. And there was more singing. So it was nice. It was fun.
well, yeah, I'm a picking and I'm a grinning.
All right. And they were really, really decorated for Christmas too, obviously.
Yes.
They had three wise men, almost like giant paper mache figures on the park.
The walk through Christmas tree.
There was a walk through Christmas tree. Hola.
Hola, I took a picture.
I got the tres tacos. I got the tres tacos arracheras. Comes with some onion and some guac. Green sauce here. The green sauce is supposed to be very hot, so I'm going to just give a little taste. Just a little taste. Let's see. Must be a slow heat. A little bit of heat. I'm going to try the red now. Yeah, no heat on the red. I'm going to put green on my arracheras. Yeah. I'll probably pay for it in 3 days on the airplane. Let's try this guac. Let me try the guac. It's really good. It's chunky. Bits of tomato and onion, raw onion. Okay. Very good. And I also have some grilled onion that they included. And here is my arracheras, street tacos. It's very tender and very delicious. And I already put a little bit of limon on the top, but I'm going to put some of this on there, this green sauce, and the onion and the avocado, or the guacamole. You're almost done.
Yeah. I'm hungry. They brought me a plate of rice.
Do you want an extra taco? Man, I have to say, this limon water is so refreshing. Perfect. Perfect ending to a really good meal. What say you, sir?
Bueno. Muy bueno. Good steak. Some nice mixed veggies, a little rice with it. She was filming, I was eating. And it was gone. Clean plate.
We got to talk about what happened that night.
Well, first of all, after we had our dinner, and you'll see some of the footage from the square, and then we decided to walk back to the room for a little bit. We're sitting there, and Gina got the footage of starting to go nighttime, and getting the lights were starting to light up and everything.
And then Mars right beneath the moon.
Yep.
That was fun. Yes, my cell phone does take really great moon pictures.
Mine does too. I just can't hold it steady enough. It'd be looking like there's 3 Mars. And after dinner, we got to the room, changed some stuff around, and then decided to go back to the square because it literally was only 4 or 5 blocks. I mean, it was a very short walk. We're sort of going, okay, it's about time to pack this up and head back to the hotel. and people started congregating
Yes.
in Centro.
Yes. And there were horns. People
And-
were honking horns.
The bells at the church, and this was phenomenal, and you'll see this.
Yes.
These young men were up in the belfry,
Hand ringing.
hand ringing the
Hand
bells,
ringing
and
the
we're
bells.
talking. Some of these bells
Big.
are big,
Big.
bells.
Yes.
And they were putting all they had into it to get these bells to keep turning, and for about 10 minutes, 15
I mean, the
minutes.
bells just kept going and going.
I mean,
and
10 or
going.
15 minutes of them just constantly. And then we look down the side street over there, and there's cars lined up, and they are just honking their horns, going to town.
And we found out they started moving into the square. Now, we hadn't seen anybody driving in the square.
No.
We don't know if that's something you're supposed to be doing or not. Maybe, maybe not. But they were driving into the square, and then we realized they were all taxis. And these taxis were decorated. And some of these taxis had like Virgin Mary things on them.
They had the religious icons. Some of them had them on top of that, and
Christmas
they had flowers
lights.
on top of the cars. Christmas light.
I mean, we thought
throwing out candy out of the.
But before that, I mean, I thought, is this a funeral procession for someone who was a taxi driver? Maybe the owner of a taxi company? Until somebody,
know.
until someone threw out some candy. And then I'm like, I don't think they throw candy out at funerals. And we had no idea what was going on.
Folks, let me tell you, there were taxis, and then there were taxis,
Yeah.
and then there were taxis, and then there were more taxis.
There were so many taxis.
And then there were more taxis.
They filled the square and then overflow.
Yes.
all
Yes.
these taxis.
And if you needed to get somewhere in Tequisquiapan, you were SOL, because every taxi
Yeah.
in town
I mean,
was there. And so
I didn't even know that
we
Tequisquiapan was big enough to need that many taxis. But
and what we'll tell you is that we filmed maybe the first third of the number of cars, of the number of taxis that actually
Yeah.
came in there, and we could show it all to you, but really all it is taxi after taxi after taxi
I mean,
after taxi.
we stood there recording this stuff for 30 minutes.
We kept
and
wondering
it
if
kept going
well,
on.
we kept wondering if something else was gonna happen.
Right.
You know, I mean, we didn't know, so we're doing the, all right, let's see if we can figure out what's going on and hang around, and they just kept coming.
Yeah.
And
We just-
looked down the street, and as far as the eye could see, there were still more headlights down the street.
Wow. So eventually we were getting tired because, you know, we are still on USA time, kind of, I guess you should say. What I mean by that is that we tend to go to bed kind of early and we get up really early, and we have noticed that we get up way too early for anybody to be open for breakfast.
We're going to show you that in a later video.
Yeah, but we were getting tired. It was nightfall. We were going to walk back to the hotel. I have to say, we slept like babies. I thought that room was so comfortable.
Yes.
It was a very comfortable room, a very comfortable bed.
Very
So,
quiet.
honestly, it was quiet. It was very quiet. Although I could hear the next day, I could hear children in a playground. I think it was close to a school, but it was obscured by trees and vegetation, so we really couldn't see the kids. But it was in a very quiet, nice little neighborhood. And it was, a 10-minute walk to Centro,
If that.
maybe.
If we took our time, it was 10 minutes. You know,
So we get up early the next day, and we head back early the next morning, and we wandered into the church. And I don't know.
I looked at the calendar, and the night before it had listed as being
I think it was
Taxistas. They were holding a mass for the taxi
for the
drivers,
taxi drivers.
so they could give thanks for the year that they had and hopefully be blessed again for 2023.
Right. So that's what the whole procession was about. All those taxi drivers coming in and parking in front of the church. It was there for their special mass. It was fascinating to see, and it really was. I don't know. I had such a good time watching the people ringing the bells and just the whole display of it.
And then we had a wonderful breakfast.
Oh yeah, we had a really good breakfast. The gentleman who ran the establishment, I mean, I watched him fresh squeezing the juice for Mark. It was just really delicious. Just
Yes,
a
it
really
was.
delicious breakfast. I think it's molletes. I think that's what that is. It was the first time I've ever had them. Those little rolls that have beans and cheese on them, melted.
I didn't care if there was anything other than the bread that they put on the table.
Oh, the
'cause-
bread was fresh.
oh my God.
So fresh. We got bread. This bread is so fresh. It is delicious. Mmm. Mmm. It smells so good. So fresh. So fresh. Mmm. Mmm. This cappuccino looks really awesome. Mmm. Mm-hmm.
I ordered moriete. Never had moriete before. This has ham. This has bacon. A little bit of pico. Looks like there might be frijoles. Not sure. Let's get this. I'm gonna give this a try. I'm sure it's perfectly fine. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. The roll is very tender, soft. The cheese is so good. It's not real sharp. It's a good, it's a mild, little buttery, nutty flavor with the ham and the pico. And I assume frijoles on the bottom. Perfect. How's your breakfast there, honey?
Very good.
Yeah. Are your eggs cooked to perfection?
They are.
And your juice was freshly squeezed?
Yep.
Have you tried the frijoles?
Not yet. I'm just motoring through this bread.
But it was interesting to note that we went there to eat because honestly, nobody else was really open. It wasn't so much that we thought it was a great place to go. He was the only guy that was open, really, for breakfast because we were up so early, and we're trying to get used to that little breakfast, bigger breakfast. But we're up, and we're out. It's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. We're just looking for something to eat.
And the town is still basically waking up.
Right.
I mean, that's just the way it is. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
we have to adjust to it eventually. It's just our biological clocks aren't there yet.
Tequisquiapan,
I liked it.
it's a very quaint, comfortable feeling
Yes.
little town.
Yes, this is the type of little town, if you want to call it a little town. This is the type of little town that I could see us living in.
Yeah,
I could.
yeah.
I mean, I really liked it very much.
You know, I mean, it had a main drag area.
We only stayed the one night, and then we hit the road to go to a winery. That will be an upcoming video.
Teaser alert, there's mezcal involved.
Yes, there was. And cheese.
See where this is going, don't you? You know,
I was flying under the influence.
there was DDF, drunk drone footage, coming soon
This is true.
to a YouTube channel near you.
You know, and I don't want everybody to think that I'm like a drunk and I get drunk all the time. If you guys really, if you knew, I never drink at home, really. I don't drink. But the opportunities have been presenting themselves, and okay.
And she has availed herself.
I have. I have. Fortunately, it doesn't happen that often, although that's what you guys seem to see, is it happening often, but it really doesn't. He drinks more than I do. He's drinking a beer right now.
I am not. I'm having a cider.
Are you? Okay, same thing.
Retired life with Mark. No boat.
No lie. You can't steal that. It's trademarked.
But yeah, it was a good trip. I think both of us enjoyed Tequisquiapan
Very much
a
so.
lot.
Yeah.
And had a very comfortable feeling.
I mean, I would like to go back when everything's open. Mercados that weren't really swinging and bustling yet, and we were there in the middle of the week at weird hours.
Yeah, because that was a Thursday that we were there.
Yeah. So I would really like to go back again. It probably won't happen anytime soon because we're running out of available dates with my new work schedule, and we're going to be moving on pretty soon out of Queretaro in general. But yeah, I like Tequis a lot, actually.
Yeah, it was that was a good trip.
Yeah. All right. Well,
That is about the story of Tequisquiapan. So
I'm so proud of you. He's saying it right now.
if you've gotten any educational value, entertainment, or anything else out of this,
Yes. Please give us a thumbs up, like and subscribe, share it with your mother, share it with your father,
and as
share it with
always,
your friends.
ring that bell so you get notified of all new content when it drops. And as always, we want to thank you for taking time to watch us, and we appreciate all the comments that you guys have been leaving us.
Absolutely, we do. So thank you. Thank you very much for the comments, suggestions, encouragement, etc.
I think that's about it.
I think so too. So please join us again next, on next
I
video.
don't know, whenever the next one drops.
Whenever the next one drops.
With the work schedule,
It's a little erratic, but I'm trying to keep it to definitely every Saturday. Extras if we can.
Yes,
So we are Gringos are us.
expats with a plan.
Remember,
We are doing it. You can too.
Hasta la próxima vez.
Adios.